Hey everybody, welcome to Futures and Charts. It looks like today we're going to have a bit of an up day, at least for the start. Oil is rebounding in a kind of a weird way because of the fact that the crude oil inventories were actually a build, and so that would say that the demand is probably not where it needs to be yet, and that's what the market was worried about. But it also looks like with the 2.9% CPI being lower than they expected, things are the market is just expecting a rate cut, so it's just looking a little more positive today. So the other thing is that it's the rate cut is going to help things as far as turning around, possibly, and make it easier for people to finance things. China's still not where it needs to be in its economy, so it just makes me think that they're probably eventually going to try to do something, and so it could mean that they are maybe start buying some wheat, start buying some oil, and doing something to get their economy going again, so that should drive up demand. So, but today we're looking at crude oil up about 130. The September diesel is up about 1.59 to 1.6. So that's what we got as far as today's energies. We can take a quick look at spring wheat. It is, there we go. It's having a little update today. We're still kind of in that sideways pattern. It did pop up higher earlier apparently this morning, before I got on the computer here, but it's kind of settled back a little bit. But I expect it to keep doing this kind of business, so not too worried about that. But I did want to show you, since I do sell fuel contracts, what's going on with the chart on diesel. So as you can see, I've had this trend line drawn here, which we broke above. And for 2 days, we literally we've just found support on that trend line. And today we're having a bounce. Obviously, I just showed you that. So we're bouncing off of that trend line. And I did put the Fibonacci, the 50%, usually a lot of times you'll have a 50% bounce off of a low. And that's from this swing high to this swing low. And so that could get us up to around the 250, around 252, 251, which would be about 14 cents higher from here. So if you are needing to buy, it might be a good idea to go ahead and just have a look at it. The weird thing this year was going into the driving season, usually oil goes up. If you take a look at here, let's see if I can do this. From the swing high here to the swing low, which is right about here. And then you do, so the 50%, this had actually from the bottom here on this, when it created this bottom, actually went all the way up to 264 something. And that went to the 618 level above that even. So, the bounces in these can be pretty high. I don't expect it this time of year on diesel now, unless we got really cold and they decide that heating oil is going to be a big thing here in the fall. But I just, if we have a 50% bounce, that would probably make more sense to me at this stage. But yeah, it's possible to have pretty big bounces. But this drop down here, I mean, that was back in June, when you're expecting things to start going up for the 4th of July, and usually things are going up sooner. Well, it did turn into the summer and had this bounce. So it did give us an opportunity, since I do sell contracts, to really lock in some good prices for fuel for the summer. And quite a few guys took advantage of that, and I'm glad we did, because I kept thinking to myself, why are we down here? We should be taking advantage of this, and it did seem to work out. So Right now, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Even going into next year, contract prices for early next year are actually pretty good. And that, if we have this 17-cent jump here, that's going to obviously change that picture. So if you're looking at next year, I think you should probably give me a call and we can talk about it. So my number is, I'm here in Montana, 406-450-1282. Just give me a call and we can talk about it and see what your needs are and where we think these fuel markets are going to go. So interest rates come down, demand maybe starts to go back up, and we could be settling in for a little higher prices and maybe more sustained prices in this range. So maybe these dips, if you missed this one, I'd be looking right here because we are bouncing off of this trend line right now. So anyway, give me a call and we could talk about it and see what your needs are and where we think things are going to go. So I guess that's all I got for you today. I hope this helps, and like I say, give me a call and we can talk about it. So we'll see you in the future.